After Asterion served you breakfast, you decided to stay in your quarters for the morning. Things that were alien to you are beginning to become familiar. The hotel that bends to your will, the Minotaur sworn to serve you, treacherous snake monsters, and the Japanese dragon that is now running a high-end restaurant under your roof. You are slowly getting used to both your new circumstances and the new routine. Waking up, having breakfast with Asterion, inspecting the rooms, seeing the small changes in the hotel's condition and layout every day, having a drink and talk at the end of the day. Oh, sorry about that. That's a long. Once again, you look out the window in the master's quarters. Considering your phone is pretty much dead at this point, and collecting your thoughts gets a little dull after a while, you find yourself doing this frequently when Asterion isn't in the room with you. With new guests coming in, dull moments like this are going to become less and frequent. But for now, you can enjoy this moment of meditation and the warmth of your effort bearing fruit. Something catches your attention, something in the distance. You squint and focus your eyes on a small red spot that must be several miles away. The shimmer produced by the heat of the road makes it very difficult to make out any details. One thing's for sure, it's headed this way. Maybe it's a guest? You haven't seen any activity on the road ever since you first came. Or wait, no. Ever on the road since you first came. Other than Coda walking over here, at least this time it seems like this guy is driving a car. The car approaches the hotel. It swerves into the parking lot, making a loud screeching noise. You can hear it from your room. However, whoever this guy is, he's either a terrible driver or a bad show-off, or driving under the influence. You see him step out and waltz into the main entrance. Whoever this guy is, he's piqued your curiosity. You rise to your feet, stretching your legs, and head out the door. Wait, there is no door though, right? As you walk out the master's quarters, the lights blink, and you hear the familiar sound of the walls in the hotel closing behind you to conceal your room. Yeah, there's no door. Or is there a door? I guess that's a door. You are about to walk down the lobby when you see. Oh, why am I reading like this? When you see something on the floor below you. It's Coda. It seems like he has just left his room and is about to head downstairs as well. However, his clothes are different from the you, yukata? Oh, I hope I'm saying that right. Yukata? From the yukata he was wearing yesterday. First thing I thought was Cat in the Hat. Today, Koda is wearing a formal, but definitely more Western outfit. He's dressed like an elegant barman. Oh, I forgot his voice. It's been like 4 days. Or probably 8 days. It's been a week. Good morning, Lucien. Good to see you again. I see you're taking the restaurant thing seriously. You know, you know what they say, dress for the job you want. I guess so. Again, thank you very much for your hospitality. I don't want to be a burden to anyone, so I'll gladly take over any duty you can have as a gesture of goodwill. Koda bows in your direction. I was on my way to the lounge, in fact, or perhaps I should say, the restaurant, to see everything is in order in case we get new guests. May I know where you're headed? I was on my way to the lobby. Ah, great. Then we can go together. You and Koda both walk down the stairs, headed in the same direction. Hey, it's the bowl. I hope that is what. I hope that you have an enjoyable stay with us. Oh, bird boy. Man, it's kind of hard voicing big men. Can there just be like one small person somewhere? You and Koda make it out all the way to reception. Standing there is an Asterian and what seems to be a bald eagle griffin. Bald eagle griffin. Does he have the... Okay. Standing there with Asterian. Oh. Just very informally. What they looking at? The griffin eyes Coda up and down, licking his beak with anticipation. Alright, there. I hate how he had his POV. Now I gotta, like, know his reactions and thinking. Like, it could have been different, but I'd have to think he's gonna do all that. Some deep instinctual part of you sees the look of the new guest's face, catches onto you, what's about to happen, and screams at you to intervene. What? But like watching a train crash in slow motion, all you can do is stand there as the griffin perks up and grins. Oh no. Well, well, what do we have here? Mm, not one, not two, but three guys all alone in a giant hotel, in the middle of nowhere. I must have died and gotten to heaven. The griffin's gaze slides like a groping hand up and down your body. What? And then flicks away to focus on Coda. For a moment, you aren't sure whether to feel relieved that he isn't undressing with you with his eyes anymore, or just a little bit insulted at being dismissed without a second thought. The name's Luke. Just got here after a long, hard, lonely drive. I was gonna say journey, my bad. And you are a mighty fine piece of man. What do you say, you and me with my bags, and then we get to my room, and I help you with your bag? I beg your pardon? The sound of Asterian's hooves clopping on the floor as he rushes over draws Luke's attention back to the Minotaur. Coda seems grateful for the distraction and shifts over to your side, away from the griffin. Yeah. Mr. Walker, please allow me to introduce you to Mr. Coda, the proprietor of the hotel lounge, and of course, the master and owner of our establishment, Master Lucian. Master, huh? This dragon. He looks from you to Asterion and back again with a widening smirk. His tail quivers behind as if electrified. Kinky, I approve. And I also ain't one to barge in whatever you and Angus here got going on. Angus? I forgot who Angus is. Here got going on. Unless you're open, of course, in which case you can do anything you want with me too, master. It's not like that. Luke either doesn't hear you or is ignoring you. His focus has shifted back to flirting with Coda. Is Coda wearing pants? I just see like an apron. I don't want to check though. I think he is. He's dignified enough. The dragon tries to keep up with a polite smile in his face. Wait, a polite smile on the face of the griffin's enthusiasm. But you can see how strained the expression is by the way his brow and the corners of his lip twitch. And you're the proper guy in charge of the lounge, huh? Nice. Been needing a place to put my feet up for a spell or something fierce. Whoa. And if I ever get to and if I get to serve by an absolute snack like you, all the better. So where's the lounge at? What kind of drinks you got? And most importantly, are you single? Well. Coda glances over, his eyes begging for you or his steering to rescue him from Luke's what is that word? Lascivious interest. After a long, uncomfortable moment, the griffin bursts out into shrieking laughter and claps Coda on the back. Hey, relax, Blue Boy. I'm just teasing. Mostly. I'm awfully sorry. I got a tendency to come on strong and end up putting my foot in my mouth. But I can take a hint when a guy's ain't interested. He gives Coda a pat on the shoulder, and then looks over to you and Asterion. That goes for y'all too. If I ever step over the line, feel free to tell me to shut the fuck up, alright? As you say, Master Walker, or Mr. Walker. Hey, it's fine. You're still welcome to stay as long as you like. Why is he looking like that? Indeed. The dragon gives you another look. You can tell that Coda has something he wants to say, and by the way he's glancing at the griffin, who still has his arm around his shoulders and in an over-familiar gesture, he wants to say it without Luke overhearing. Hey, Asterion, do you mind showing Luke to his room? Very well, Master Lucian. Nah, you don't need to do that. I can find my own way around. I don't know if you can. I feel like I'd also get lost. Reminds me when I got lost on a cruise ship, like, a few months ago. And, I was just joking about that help me with my bags thing earlier. I've got some stuff in the car, but I can get it out myself. Nonsense, Master Walker. Why was I saying Master the whole flippin' time? Nonsense, Mr. Walker. As keeper of the hotel, it's my duty to serve the guests in any capacity when I am able. Come on, Angus, you're handing me these jokes on a silver platter. And hell, I ain't want to turn down help from a beefcake like you. Alright, let's go then. The Minotaur and Griffin make their way to the front door of the hotel, Luke sauntering along as Asterion clocks behind him. Asterion turns to give you a look before allowing Luke out of the hotel. Or no, following Luke out of the hotel courtyard, and you give him an apologetic grimace in return. Silently, you promise to come up with some way to make it up to him. So, what's up? As soon as the door clicks shut behind the new guest and Asterion, the dragon's polite mask falls off to reveal a frown of contempt. He brushes at the place Luke touched him, as though trying to keep something foul from staining his clothing, and turns to you. He has a tail? I didn't notice that. Okay. If you will allow me to speak my mind, that's truly kinda clientele you want to allow into the hotel. What do you mean? Man, why you gotta look at me like that? I did nothing wrong. Coda gestures to the front doors as though the source of the ire should be obvious. That sort of rude, shameless, utterly disrespectful person. I shudder to think of him putting on that sort of display around any other guest that may come in. It would drive anyone to the sense of decency. Drive anyone with the sense of decency away. Oh, come on. He doesn't seem that bad. One of the dragon's brows arches up high, almost touching this edge of almost touching the edge of his pulled back mane. Then Coda lets out a long, bone-deep sigh. I've dealt with more than my fair share of clients like that during my bartending days. And yes, Lucian, they are that bad. All they do is poison the atmosphere and ruin the enjoyment of the other guests. Better to turn them away at the door than allow them to make a scene. Or worse. Am I putting a British accent on him? I'm not trying, guys. I'm not going to try. Or maybe I am trying. I don't know. Sorry if this is offending. I'm not saying this is an what? I'm not saying this is an employee, but as a friend who wishes the best for you. Asterion in the hotel. If you let a disgrace like that hang around, he's only going to cause trouble. Well, gee, Blue Boy, tell us how you really feel. It seems that Asterion and Luke made their way back inside while you and Koda are talking. And by the scowl on the griffin's face, you overheard pretty much everything the dragon just said. Luke stands there with arms crossed, looking from Koda to you and back again as he taps his foot. The neutral mask slipped back into the dragon's face as he turns to give the new guest a low bow. Mr. Walker, I sincerely apologize if you overheard any of that. The abrupt change in the dragon's demeanor only seems to piss Luke off more. He storms over with a squawk of annoyance, cutting Koda off. No. Don't you go back to yes sir, Mr. Walker bullshit. Come on, if you got something to say, then say it to my face. You want to talk about a disgrace? How about the guy that'll smile in your face and then go around talking shit behind your back? If you had any kind of respect, you wouldn't be a pussyfoot around. Oh, okay. Respect. The dragon bursts into a loud sneering laughter, and then draws himself up to his feet, up to meet Luke's glare with one of his own. Very well, if you allow me to speak my mind, I have absolutely nothing to say to someone like you. Someone like me? Luke pushes in closer, in his beak snapping in anger as he glowers at the dragon. Glowers. You're a real fucking asshole, you know that? Okay. And you, Mr. Walker, are a crude, disgraceful lech. Oh, that was Koda. I mean, I don't want them to, like... But they are adults, right? So... But adults shouldn't be like this. As Koda pushes Luke away, the griffin's clawed hands ball into fists at his sides. But before Luke can say doing something he'll regret, you push yourself between two of them. That's enough of you. Wait, okay. That's enough out of both of you. Koda, we can handle this. Go and start getting the restaurant ready for any other guests that might come today. And Mr. Walker, Luke, you need to calm down. I sincerely apologize that this is the first impression you get of our hotel. You're still welcome to stay. Our mission is to give anyone who needs a place to stay for a while, and we don't turn anyone away. If you drop the attitude and the Casanova act, Asterion and I would be happy to make all this up to you. Casanova act? Alright, I might need to search up Casanova, because I'm getting curious about this. Not like that. Fine. I'm sorry to you and Angus for causing trouble. What's Angus? Is it the bull? Oh, Angus beef, right? Okay. He casts a petulant glare in Koda's direction. Then Luke makes his way over to Asterion to take the large, worn duffel bag in the Minotaur's arms and sling it over his shoulder. I'll piss off to my room and get out of your hair, alright? The dragon... Oh. The griffin... Wow, how did I see dragon? The griffin guest spares Koda a single glance as he stomps down the hallway toward the guest rooms. Once more, the dragon brushes himself off, then turns to you and Asterion. Do you see what I mean? I'm shocked that you allowed him to stay after that. What happened? We gotta reflect. What happened? Nothing really. I don't think anything much happened. No, that's... I didn't think we'd get drama in the first, few minutes. Or what'd he say? Oh. And shut up, dragon. He was not helping. Asteria and I were handling it just fine. Oh, we were not handling it. Until you kicked him out. That didn't help, Koda. Look, I get your concern and I want to tell and I want you to tell me if you think anything is going to be a problem. But neither Asterian nor I are going to just kick someone out because you got offended by something they said. And I don't want you to get into fights with other guests over things like this, alright? Sorry. We'll talk about it sometime later. For now, go cool your head. The dragon lets out a huff of annoyance, then gives you and Asterian a shallow bow. I apologize for speaking out of turn. If you will excuse me, I will go to the restaurant to prepare it for any other guests that may arrive. Though to be frank, I don't want to see a single feather of that man's anywhere near there. Why is that funny? Look at him. Looks like my mom. It's like, can you take out the trash? I'm like, yes, in a minute. Koda turns on his heels and stalks away towards the restaurant, still muttering under his breath. You are a spicy dragon, I think. You're still talking. No, stop. I'll have to put up a no shirt, no shoes, no service sign. Oh, I was like, what? I'll have to put up a no shirt, no shoes, no service sign. Lest he take his clothes off and parade around in his underwear. Heavens, can you imagine? For better or for worse, it's over. For the time being, at least. Why are you so uninterested, Bull? A sigh forces its way out of your chest. What a start to your venture in the hospitality industry. I know, right? It's crazy. Sorry, guys. Coconut water calls. You guys should try some coconut water. There's no brand because it's just coconut water. Go get yourself a coconut, get some water, or get a cup, pop it open. One would be forgiven if such a confrontation left them on the edge. But for someone like Asterian, after all he's been through, what impact could it have? You turn to him. Asterian, sorry, I wasn't expecting things to take such a turn for the worse. Are you okay? Oh, he doesn't look okay. The Minotaur looks down to the floor. His eyes dart to and fro as 100 ideas skitter in his mind. Air hisses. Oh, wow. Okay, you have strong words too, I guess. Air hisses as he inhales through gritted teeth, and with each exhale of his nostrils flare and tremble. You get a brief glimpse into Asterian's eyes before they close. What memories, what emotions are going through his head at this moment? And then his lips tense, but not in the way you expected. At first, you have to whoa, that's... Oh, he's happy. Okay. At first, you have to strain your hearing to catch it, an occasional tittering, here and there like a sharp strings sweetly plucked. And I was laughing. All at once. I'm sorry, guys. It's like hard reading with all this congestion. Like, not even like runny nose, it's just congestion. All at once, the strings snap, and in a burst, Asterian's laughter spreads down the hotel's hallways, and all the way down to the valley. Wow, he is loud. Is this loud? It might be loud. November 7th. Yeah, guys, I record on the day of the video, guys. I gotta stop. He jerks over to his mouth. He jerks to cover his mouth with a hand, and in doing so, he pushes pens and pencils off the desk. The gesture, however, only serves to highlight the corners of his mouth. Try as he might, they disobey him and raise themselves in a smile. And his single eye, not to be left behind, closes in joy. He rides out waves, from a stealthy giggle to a back-bending, uproarious bellow. He hunches over the desk to catch his breath, and even in between labored sobs, he keeps on smiling. He looks up to you, through bleary eyes streaked with shining tears. It takes him a dozen tries before he manages to spit out coherent sentence. Sorry, my lord. Pardon me. I don't know what's wrong with... The Minotaur doubles over in renewed fit of laughter. Behind you, the door lets out a click, no louder than a squeak. What the heck? You turn around and find yourself facing a couple, just as they drop a pair of tall backpacks on the floor. The two stop dead in their tracks as they catch sight of the Minotaur behind the counter, heaving in an outburst of hysterical laughter. In an earth-shattering moment, their minds run wild. A hotel in the middle of lifeless desert, seemingly abandoned but housing nonetheless a Minotaur. A laughing bullman, in fact, whose boisterous bellow sounds too song-like to impose terror. Asterion catches the sight of a couple from the corner of his eye. Oh, was his hands down? Yeah, they were. Of his eye, but it does something to stop him. In fact, the presence of an audience only seems to amplify his mirth. It does not last more than a handful of seconds, even if it feels like an eternity. What? How can I not read that? For laughter to overtake fear and apprehension, for it to bridge the gap between the mundane world outside and the haunting hotel. The First Lady approaches, and then the man follows. As the pair make their way up to the reception desk, they look at you, then at the Minotaur, then back to you. Excuse me. Oh, I can't do lady voices. Sorry guys, I'll try. Or not. Excuse me, but what is this place? It's a hotel. Her large, sharp eyes lock onto the incapacitated Minotaur as he finally regains a semblance of composure. Yes, but what's up with him? Asterion is supporting himself against the wall, breathing slow and deep to steady himself as the aftershocks of laughter rock through him. It's a very special day for him. He hasn't had guests in quite a while, and right before you, we had quite the commotion. No, I mean, what is he? Well, he's... I like this. We're not gonna go too deep. A fine host. Small is the gap that keeps mankind away from all sorts of earth-shattering truths. All humans were given the opportunity to glimpse a secret. Can choose to turn back and return whence they came. Forget what was beyond that silver no wider than a door's breadth. But laughter, that essentially human song beckons. This is Master Lucian, and my name is Asterion. Here's your room key. Dinner will be served at 7 p.m. It's a pleasure to have you with us, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Chapter 9. Wow, we're going through. We're going through. Don't look at that. Hey, Carta! Whoa, there's people here. Thank you all for watching / listening or reading along. I will see you guys later.